I'm so excited. I don't know. Perfect. Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are picking my November TBR. Specifically, the TBR jar is picking our November TBR. Most of these books were part of my fall TBR, so I want to try to pick some books off of here if I can. Did I say TBR? Yeah. My fall TBR. No, yeah, that's right. Most of these books are on my fall TBR, so I want to pick out of these books for the most part. Some books that I also want to read are on Kindle Unlimited, or I will try to read on Kindle if I can. So yeah, so what we have here, we have That's Not My Name by Megan Lawley, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Juniper Hill, Just Last Night, Morbidly Yours, Off to the Races, Final Girls, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, Kingdom of the Wicked, The Coven, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, My Vampire Plus One, Assistant to the Villain, the first book in the Zodiac Academy series, and Sweet Nightmare. I can't off the top of my head think of the Kindle Unlimited books, but if a prompt fits one of those books, I will add it to the TBR. I think I'm only going to pick like 4 or 5 books because I do have books that are already going to be on my TBR, or books that I'm already planning on reading this month. So let's do it. We have our Skull TBR jar and the prompts. Let's see what we got. First one. Every time I do this, it makes me really nervous. I get scared. Okay, first up we have Book Talk Book, which means I'm going to go on TikTok and the first book recommendation I get will be on my TBR, which is going to be a little rough if we're being honest. But if I had to pick like a Book Talk book out of these, I don't think any of them really are. I guess Zodiac Academy would fit that category the best, but let's try our luck with TikTok and see what they have for me. Oh. Okay, maybe, okay, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna type Book Talk into the search bar. We're just gonna scroll. Is it scrolling? Scroll, click. Oh, how did I get to my YouTube channel? Scrolling, scroll, click. Fantasy books that changed my life. Let's see what the first one is. Apprentice to the Villain. Okay, so the first book that she recommended was Apprentice to the Villain. I do have Assistant to the Villain here on my TBR. So the first book we are adding to our TBR is Assistant to the Villain. I have had this book since last year and have been wanting to read it, and when Apprentice to the Villain came out, I instantly bought it. So I'm actually excited to read this book because I've heard really good things about it. I just haven't gotten myself to pick it up. Okay, next. Book you haven't heard much about. I feel like there's a couple ways I could go about this. I haven't heard much about The Coven by Harper L. Woods, and I haven't heard much about Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. So these are the 2 books in question here. And I don't know. Like, I know the world of this book because it is part of the Crave series, and that is one of my favorite series. But this one just seems so interesting and kind of short, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'm gonna go with The Coven by Harper L. Woods. Even though I do want to read this book, it's real thick, if we're being so honest. If we're being so for real, it's really thick. So I'm gonna put this back up here, and I think we're gonna go with The Coven. I also am so bad at sticking to my TBR, especially when I'm slumped, which I was just really slumped out. So I'm hoping some of these books or one of these books can pull me out of my reading slump. I've just been reading like really cheesy romances recently that don't have much going on. All right, the next one is number generated. So I will, how many books do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books. So number generated, we're gonna do 1 to 13, generate, and we got 3. So that means My Vampire Plus One is our next book on our TBR. So fun, so exciting. I'm really excited about this because I really enjoyed the first one in this little series that they've got going. I read it last year and had a really good time. Anything with a vampire, give it to me. I need it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. The next one. Okay, so we have 3 books so far, so I think we're gonna pick 2 more. Pretty cover. I totally would have used the Coven as my pretty cover because I don't think any of these have super pretty covers, if I'm being so honest. I mean, I do like the cover of Sweet Nightmare. That's a lot of fantasy, and I should have read all these fantasy books last month, but like I like the Zodiac Academy cover, but I wouldn't say it's like a pretty cover. Juniper Hill's not ugly. I need at least one romance, something. Even though I'm sure these are all romances, but like I need something lighthearted here, guys. I just think I just need something short and sweet, but this is not a pretty cover. I mean, it is, but it's like not. Do I just say screw it and put Sweet Nightmare on it on my TBR? I do want to read it, but that's a lot. Let's look at Kindle Unlimited and see what I have. Wait, does this come out this month? I know what I'm using as my pretty cover. We are reading Lost and Lassoed because I love Lila Sage's covers. They're so freaking cute. And that book comes out on November 5th. So that's gonna be the one. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Perfect! Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so happy I thought of that. Okay. So this will be this is our 5th and final book, actually. Because I don't want to jam-pack myself, especially when I'm just now getting out of a reading slump. Okay, last one, guys. Okay, well that's awkward. The next one is a romance book. Oh, oops. Oopsie. I'm thinking, I feel like I need to read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Because if I don't read it if I don't read it now, then I'm gonna have to read it next year. I'm not gonna read it. And I already did start it. I want to say Morbidly Yours, but I want to read this. No, we're gonna do it. I have to. We're gonna do The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Because if I don't read it now, I will not read this until next year. And I want to finish it. I am already 53 pages into this book, and I feel like this is gonna take me no time to read, so I just need to do it. And with that being said, that's 5 books for my TBR, but I'm feeling a little crazy, and we're gonna add 1 more, even though I also do plan on reading A Quarter Silver Flames this month, hopefully. Okay, maybe I'll wait to read ACOTAR. Oh wait, no, I wanted to finish it this fall. Okay, well we're just gonna pick one just for funsies because this is so fun. I always have fun pulling my TBR. I'm scared though. Every time I do this, I get scared. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that this was what I was gonna get. It's a 5-star reread, and for that, I think, oh my god, wait, no, because I don't know who I'm going to become when I reread this book, if we're being so honest. It is time. I'm so excited. It's time for my reread of Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I love Rose and Connor. They're my favorite couple. Rose Calloway and me, besties. We are besties. We are one and the same. I have never related more to a female main character than I have with Rose Calloway. And so rereading this book is going to be so good. I'm so excited. I actually can't wait. I actually cannot wait. So we're gonna add that. So those are going to be the 6 books that are on my TBR. I'll go over it again for ya. We have Assistant to the Villain, which is just a fantasy romance. I think this girl needs a new job. She sees an ad posted. She applies for the job. She gets hired, and it turns out she is now the assistant to the villain. And I'm very excited to read this. I've heard really good things. The next book is The Coven by Harper Elwoods. I know that this is a fantasy book, but I have no idea what this book is actually about. I've read the synopsis multiple times and have never been able to comprehend or figure it out. So this will be a fun little surprise for me, I guess. Then we have My Vampire Plus One. I believe this girl needs a date to a wedding, and she ends up meeting Reginald and takes him as her date. And I don't know how she finds out that he's a vampire, but I'm assuming that happens at some point. Then we have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is a cozy little romance book about this girl who inherits her aunt's coffee shop, and she has a run-in with the town grump, the town farmer, and I guess they spur a little relationship. A lot of people compare this book to Gilmore Girls, so if you like those vibes, this book is for you. Which I did just finish my Gilmore Girls I just finished my Gilmore Girls rewatch, so hopefully that can put me more in a place to read this. Then we had Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, which I'm super excited for. That is a cowboy romance, small town romance, and it is, if you read the series, it's the girl in the first book's older brother and her best friend, and from what I've seen in the other books with their banter, I'm super excited to read that book. And then of course, lastly but not least, we have Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is part of the Addicted Calloway series. This is the first book of the Calloway sisters book. This is Rose Calloway's perspective. So if you're going in the lineup of the books, this is the 4th book in the series. Here we go. Here we have it. This is my November TBR. And I am very excited to read these books, and we'll see how many I can actually get through. We'll see how many I get through, and we'll see if I actually complete a TBR, because I don't know if I actually have yet. So, with that being said, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you had a good time and want to come hang out with me again, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.